Hey guys, welcome back to this week's episode. Again, we're still at Turquoise Bay in Roatan and we're about to go out and explore the Odyssey Shipwreck right on the west side of the island. We can't wait to go explore this. We've got an hour-and-a-half boat ride out there, or maybe an hour, where we're going to be diving the Odyssey. The wreck is about 110 feet, 34 metres, very similar to the Aquila that you saw in the other week. Again, we're out of Kids Sea Camp on this dive, but this is an awesome wreck to explore, one of the most popular wrecks in Roatan. You guys are going to enjoy this. I've got a bit of history of the wreck as well, so you guys are going to enjoy that. But as always, let's jump in and let's go exploring another wreck. It's going to be awesome, guys. Enjoy.
It's another shipwreck, similar like what we do yesterday. The best thing today, we only one boat here today, a surprise, because normally you see the boats here early in the morning. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna swim work to the mooring line. The mooring line is attached to the boat, okay? Please guys, this dive, and the middle of the boat is drop deep, okay?
Cold. You ready to roll? We'll just drop it now at 5 meters. As we drop down out the gloom, starts coming the superstructure of the Odyssey Shipwreck. This is the largest shipwreck in Roatan. It is 300 feet long, 50 feet wide and 85 feet tall. This freighter, as we said, is Roatan's largest wreck, but it's also one of the largest shipwrecks in the Caribbean. It was sunk purposely in 2002 for divers and is really well intact and allows for loads of penetration, especially in the wheelhouse. As we look up the smokestack with Atlantic blue tines swimming around, I can see a stairway going into the wreck, and I cannot help myself but heading down and start to explore the inside of this wreck. As we're moving down the staircase and then back out the wreck to one of the balconies, you can see Zeb is heading in to another hole into the wreck. And Holly's coming out like, that's awesome. Is that Zeb that just went in there? Can we go in? Is that him? So we decide to drop in and go follow in behind and explore what we can find inside. But what's really cool is the way the bubbles are escaping the wreck and creating almost upward waterfalls of air out of the wreck. But as we move through, you can see the wreck has been completely stripped of all fixtures and fittings to make it safe for divers to explore inside. But what's really confusing is the wreck is at a 45-degree list. So you can see Holly popping out saying, the wreck should be flat, but it's 45-degree angle. It's confusing my head, and it really does play with your head when you're inside the wreck. But the wreck, you do not get the scale of this wreck. It's really hard to show it on a camera because it is massive. As we're making our way towards the bow, we're looking back and you can see the size of the wheelhouse and the main structure of the ship, and I can't even get it all on camera, even on a wide angle. But as you look around, we can see the structure of the ship. With the sun coming down, it gives really iconic shots, especially when divers are passing around with the sunbow. And there's Tom popping up, staring me down. But as we work our way across towards the bow, you can see the centerpiece of the wreck has all collapsed over the years because of hurricanes. But you never know what you can find in the gaps, because sometimes you get in the sand patch, you have sharks, you may have stingrays, because you can see us working our way across and you can see it really drops down deep to 110 feet, 34 metres. Holly's waving away, all happy, as we're making our way across, because we heard rumours we were going to potentially find a seahorse on the bow. It's not always there, but sometimes it is, and we were hoping we were going to get lucky as we made our way across. Now, because the ship is 300 feet long, it does take a little while to swim across to it, but it's worth it when you get there. Now, a bit about the history of the wreck. The Odyssey was donated by the Hides and Hyber Limited after a devastating fire damaged the freighter during a rebuilding. The ship, as we said, was cleaned, prepared and finally sunk after government approval, with help from several dive operators and volunteers around the island. 50 truckloads of debris later, the ship was made safe for divers by welding incredibly heavy hatches covers to the ship's frame, strengthening it to deter it from future collapse. And here we go, as we said, as we finally reach the bow, we find a long snout seahorse. Now, we had last week's seahorses in this video for you, and you guys will notice this is one of the seahorses from it. But look at the structure of the bow. It was really pretty, and you can really, there's iconic shots here where there's actually eagle rays going past and stingrays. Unfortunately for us, we didn't get that today, but you never know what you can find on dives. This wreck is definitely worth the trip out to go explore. Now, because of deco, we're all heading towards the reef, so you can see all the divers have gone shallowing up to get to the reef to see if we can find some groupers, some barracuda. But unfortunately, one of the things we find on the reef is stony tissue coral loss disease. Now, this is a disease that's spreading around the Caribbean at great speed, and it kills pillar coral, brain coral, and is devastating the reefs. And as we move along this reef, you can see it quite in abundance. It starts off with a little white section and then spreads up towards the main brain coral, as you can see, and then algae forms behind and it kills it off and it dies, unfortunately. It spreads really quickly, and there is organisations like the Roatan Marine Park who are trying to treat it by using antibiotics. But at the moment, it's still an early new disease. They're still trying to work out how to handle it and how to treat it. But hopefully, we'll be able to sort it in the future. But as always, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed coming out and diving the Odyssey with us. Until next week, stay safe. I really hope you guys enjoyed coming out and exploring the Odyssey wreck. It's a really cool wreck. It's huge, so much to see, and the fact there's so much penetration on the wreck in the main wheelhouse. And I love the way you look back. The GoPro did not do it justice, looking back and seeing the whole superstructure of the wreck. Going through different levels kind of screwed you up a bit in the head, the way it was at an angle, 45-degree tilt, so when you're in there it was giving you a bit of vertigo. But if you think about it, it's not too bad, but it does play with your head at the beginning. But I hope you guys really enjoyed that, and as always, we'll see you next week. And don't forget to subscribe, like and comment as always. We appreciate it. We see all the comments, we read them all, and we try to reply to as many as possible. But as always, guys, thank you so much. If you want to follow the adventure, you can follow our Instagram account here and see a lot of the behind the scenes stuff as well. But as always, see you guys next week and stay safe.